only you guys knew what we had to go through to make this happen. Oh no, we're glitching. Oh my god.
The shenanigans.
Oh dear.
Absolutely mad shenanigans. Holy Lipton.
Here we were an hour early. We're like, oh my god, we have a whole hour to get ready. Oh shit.
Amazing. Absolutely, truly amazing.
Kevin? Okay, so
Good morning, shenanigans.
humanity. Good morning, humanity. Good morning, good afternoon for some of you. We are aware. Depends on which part of the country you live.
How's my hair?
You didn't put it back.
No, I never do.
I had mine back, but I took it down. Too low FPS. Oh my god. Stop saying
Action
that.
needed. Take a hike. Action needed. I'm done with that action needed stuff. Just
Well, hopefully we're not like, glitchy and stuff. What's this? So anyway, here we are.
Shenanigans.
Finally, we're a few minutes late. Yeah, Kevin would say we're an hour late because we decided to do it an hour later.
no. You decided to do it an hour later, not me. The funny thing about this is that yesterday
Set the frame rate, Kevin, to 15 or 60 FPS.
I don't know. How do we do that?
I have no idea. I do not know. How do we do that? FPS. Well, anyway, you guys, let's just leave it. I think we've had those problems before, but I don't think it made a difference, did it?
Yeah, we just have to ignore it.
Yeah? Okay. We'll just try to ignore it then. So, anywho.
1.7 million bits per second.
Really?
It's at 25 frames per second. I think it's fine.
Yeah?
It's
Okay.
probably fine.
We'll just trust that it's fine then. So here we are. We do have a couple viewers, so Facebook says. I know that there's always more than what Facebook tells us, so.
Conveniently.
Yeah. Oh no, did we lose them?
What the
Aw,
shenanigans?
That's too bad. So anyway, you may notice that we have a different background today. This is our little kitchen, you guys, of our motorhome.
That's right.
Yeah. Kevin's most precious device is right there. Let me move so you can see the whole thing. You see? The kettle to warm the hot water up.
For coffee.
Yep. The water coming out of our Kangen system. So that's our Kangen water going into the kettle. And then it goes from the kettle into our blender, you guys.
No, it goes from there into the coffee press.
Right.
The French press, which is in the middle.
Which is there in between the two.
And then the blender.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah. So this is like you know Gollum when he's like with the ring. My precious.
That's it.
Yeah, Kevin,
right
this is his precious right here.
And I keep threatening.
Precious.
To
Yeah.
video the coffee recipe for you guys.
We will. We'll do it.
We
like
will.
we're gonna get on it. Yeah, we're gonna start being a little more on top of things that way. Holy shit. Yeah, this is totally different, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Like you actually have to sit
Close to you?
Yeah, like but our wheels are touching.
We don't want our wheels to touch. No.
Because we're both in our office chairs.
Yeah, we are.
Which is really good.
Yeah, we're in our office
Just
chairs.
ignore the FPS thing.
Yeah, okay. I'll just
if
totally
it shows up
ignore
again,
it.
it doesn't matter.
Just ignore it. All right.
It does not matter.
Yeah, so we're in our office chairs at the end of our table this time instead of sitting in the booth. So, yeah.
We have a better backdrop, I think, anyway.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And because we are here on the farm in Alberta, you may hear the tractor going around because Phil's going around on the tractor doing some digging or whatever he's doing.
Because that's farm stuff.
That's farm life.
Yeah, that's farm stuff, yeah.
It definitely is. And you may hear a horse. The horses are up here, so you may hear them.
Some ranting.
A little bit. They've been doing that a little more the last few days. So.
Yeah. There's Marianne. How you doing?
Hi, Marianne. It is afternoon for you. I know. We're a little later on the draw here. Yeah, I keep pushing it later because it would feel less rushed, I thought, if we did it a little later, but hell no.
It's called Get Up Earlier.
Oh, what we had to go through today, though, like it should have just been no problem. Plug it in, all good. I tested the audio. Volume is low. No, don't tell us that.
Okay, no, stop. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Kevin?
We are not messing with the audio.
No, let's do
no,
this though.
No,
No.
no,
Get closer, dear.
no. These mics we have are super
Aw.
sensitive. Okay? Super, super sensitive. So we're going to leave the mics because we personally know that there's at least 2 people out there that
Yeah.
have, like, the sound is fine for everyone else except for those 2
Aw.
people. So we're just going to leave the mic. We're not going to mess with anything.
Okay, but Marianne, you can at least tell us if we're like this, does it sound louder? Because this is we do have a different mic today, so we had tested it. We thought everything was all good. So just tell us, Marianne, if when I'm like this, if the sound is if it's better, okay? Kevin gets a little frustrated with me.
The
'Cause-
shenanigans just drives me batty.
You
Absolutely
can
batty.
get a little closer though. You can.
Okay, there is no way that this mic is not picking up what I'm saying. So we're just going to not worry about it.
Okay. We're gonna.
Yeah, because we've tested this thing 6 ways to Sunday.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 6 ways to Sunday. So.
Well, then we're just gonna raise our voices.
So how about this? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? What about now? And what about now? And right about now?
Kevin! Gerald, tell us if it sounds okay. See, it sounds better. We can raise this. Thank you, Marianne. I appreciate your feedback. Kevin gets frustrated because all the time we put into making it work.
Can you hear me now?
Get a little closer. There's a song. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. Come on, Kevin. Get a little closer to your honey here.
Get a little closer to the mic. See, Gerald, sounds fine. Look at that.
Yeah. All right, then. We will.
I will start shouting.
Yes.
All right.
Scream.
And there's
Kevin.
Margarita, too.
Hi, Margarita. How are you?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Nice to see
Yeah.
you here, Gerald. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. I know when it's Gerald and Marjorie.
Yeah,
so,
G&M.
Yeah.
Affectionately known as G&M.
Yeah.
I hope you have your tea, chai latte tea, whatever
In
it is.
hand. Yep.
Okay, stop.
Kevin.
Stop.
He guys, like he's so.
You know the funny thing here, because this mic right here that you're seeing, this thing right here, is on this arm. And unfortunately, the table that we're sitting at right here has curved edges, right?
Yeah.
And we can't screw the bracket to hold the silly mic to the table so we can position it where we want to position it. So I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to drill the table, right?
So I'm not ready for the table itself.
She's not ready
to be
for
drilled,
that
like
to
on
happen.
top of it. Like he literally is going to put 2 or 3 holes, you guys.
Yeah,
on
just
the
at the
top of
back,
our
right?
table.
So you can move the arm around and whatever,
And I'm
right?
just like, I'm not sure where I want it, where it would be best. So let's not do that
So
yet.
what do we end up doing? I end up drilling a hole in the bench seat board that's under the cushion, right? To stick this silly mic, because everything's round, like it's not sitting anywhere.
Yeah.
So we improvise, adapt, and overcome, obviously.
That's what we do.
And I'm drilling holes. So
oh my.
drilling holes just for this silly mic.
Drilling holes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make sure you just keep extending your extending your voice. Is that the word?
You don't have to ask me to do that.
Yes, you have 17 years of military training. You know how to do that, don't you, Kevin?
Exactly.
Yes. Well, I hope you guys will appreciate my nice bright pink little shirt here.
We had to contrast today.
We did. We are totally contrasting, aren't we?
Yeah.
I actually did it almost as a
Holy, my hair's as long as yours.
Your hair's longer than mine, actually, and I'm
so?
not impressed about it. But I actually bought this little shirt
Maybe
here.
it is. I
This
don't know.
little, what do you call it when it's like a little cardigan, but it's just thin? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the proper term is for it. But anyway, I bought it at Sally Ann's in Innisfail, which we've decided is the best Sally Ann ever. But anyway, I bought it, it was like $2 or $3 or something super cheap, but brand new, still had tags on it. But I bought the hot pink.
There's no other color in the world that can be called hot. Pink alone.
Okay, I bought it half as a joke. Okay, I bought the hot pink because it reminded me of the '80s, right? The hot pink era. We went through that hot pink era, right?
Complete with leg warmers.
Yes, and so I bought the hot pink for that reason, and it was actually going to be, you don't even know this. I was actually chuckling when I bought it, not just because it was reminiscent of the '80s, but also because I knew my daughter Alex would laugh and go, "Oh my God, Mom, you're wearing such a freaking loud color. Like, why do you like these bright colors?" So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it just to bug Alex. I'm going to buy that hot pink shirt and I'm going to wear it. And when I was reaching into the closet this morning to pick what I was going to wear, I went, that's it. I'm wearing that hot pink shirt because I want Alex to look at that and just go, "Oh my God, Mom, seriously?"
OMG. OMG, YG. You know what that stands for? I think that's millennials for oh my God, you guys. OMG, YG.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did we ever hear that a lot when the kids were teenagers?
Loved it.
Oh my goodness. But it doesn't seem to go away because Alex is almost 30 and she'll still, like, she doesn't even have to say it out loud.
But it's one of
see it
these.
on her face.
It's the head shake eye roll. Love it.
Yeah, and we have a family chat on Facebook and on WhatsApp because Kevin wanted to be a part of it. So
yeah, not part of that FB
and
crowd.
He's not on Facebook, so we did one on WhatsApp too. So we have our little family chat with our kids, and they don't like, we just know, right? Kevin and I will just predict. We're like, oh yeah, here we go. We're gonna get like the eye roll and like
Head shake. No, it's a head shake
eye roll. So we don't even need to see them doing it on the chat. We can just tell with their response, can't we? We're like, oh yeah, Alex is, oh my God, now.
Yeah. It's classic. The head shake eye roll.
I
You
love
can't
it.
just have an eye roll without a head shake.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
you
be
can't
like,
have a head shake without an eye roll. It's always the combination.
if Alex only knew how we're making her famous by talking about her like this. Like, she's the famous head shake eye roll queen.
Yeah.
She totally is.
William's got his moments too.
William definitely has that.
Without question has his moments, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely my kids, there's no question. I wonder where they get that. I don't, I'm not sure where they might get that, but, Hello, Nicole. I just want to reference what Marianne said. My granddaughters love these loud, bright colors. See? They got style.
But
they know fashion when they see it.
The interesting word out of that is loud. A
what?
color. Can you hear it?
Can you hear my
it's
color?
It's screaming at me. I love it.
Kevin, honest to God. And Kevin's like the most bland dresser on the planet. Like, he really is. You really are. I love you, but you're a bland dresser.
Bland.
Yeah.
It's my new title, bland dresser.
But I like pinks and orange and, reds and the bright turquoise colors and the blue.
Bright Mexican colors.
Yes, that's what it is. The colors of Mexico.
Bright Mexican
colors.
Oh,
here comes the tractor again, you guys.
He's over there doing some hot laps.
Yeah, not sure what he's doing out there, but.
Well, if you can't hear us, you won't hear the tractor, so who the hell cares, right?
Go Phil. Go Phil. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah. So I had I seriously had it all figured out what we were going to talk about today. And then somehow it just left me this morning. It left me.
You lost a neuron, but it'll come back?
I totally lost a neuron, and it may come back at
Okay,
some
so
point.
I need to address the issue of fruit flies.
Yeah.
Who here likes fruit flies?
They aren't fruit flies. But
I know they're not,
Kevin
but
thinks they are.
that's the closest thing I can come to a
They
description.
seem like a fruit fly. Okay, so we are in our motorhome.
We're in our motorhome. We're at the farm.
We're at the farm, yeah.
And, you're at the farm, right? So there's lots of flying things, right? Little tiny microscopic flying things. Or no see them. That would be another thing. But these ones you can actually see because as I'm working on the computer, right?
And they don't bite you.
And they don't.
And no-see-ums do. So
right?
these are not no-see-ums.
So we have a plethora of these. I have used several strategies, right, to try and calm the locusts, shall I say?
Okay, so I want to pre-frame this before Kevin carries on. First of all, I have been super thankful that the bugs in
Oh my
general
goodness.
are not bad here at all.
We might get 5 mosquitoes in
I
the
don't
later
I don't know
evening.
if it's Alberta or if it's just this part of Alberta or what the hell it is, but it's like, oh
There's
my
no
god.
there's no breeding ground for mosquitoes
Yeah,
here. I
like
mean, they just
mosquitoes are not coming out and like chasing
raping
us
you,
inside.
raping you.
Yeah, mosquitoes and
See,
black
there's a little
flies.
bug right there.
Yeah,
I want to hit
mosquitoes and
some
black flies when we lived in New Brunswick was so damn
terrible.
bad that we couldn't even go outside in the summer. It was terrible.
Fruit
So
Loops, no, I'm not into Fruit Loops.
no, 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 not Fruit Loops. But anyway, sorry. I just want to say that we're not complaining about the flies or
No,
bugs here at all. It's been a dream
there's
actually.
been flies in here, and they'll strafe me
Yeah.
as I'm working on the right. They'll come flying across the screen.
But it's okay. They
I was
aren't
like, ah.
biting. They don't bite, so we're good. So
So
anyway, to carry on, Kevin.
just like like fruit flies, you can get rid of, right, with the vinegar thing and the saran wrap and whatever in a cup.
Yeah.
These you cannot.
Yeah.
Right? So these aren't fruit flies, and they're in between fruit flies and no-see-ums because you can see them and they are literally everywhere. So we were watching this podcast the other night on our TV, and the light sections, this poor lady on the podcast had these bugs all over her forehead and stuff like that. I'm surprised she wasn't annoyed through the TV, right? They were so obnoxious.
They
So
don't
what did I
bother me. But
So I get the roller out, those lint roller things, and I'm lint rolling all the bugs off the screen,
now remember, make sure you're speaking loud enough so Marianne can hear you.
right? So I'm rolling all these bugs, and now they're on glass here. So I got the fly swatter,
Yeah.
extendable fly swatter, so I could reach out and touch them.
But here's
And
the thing, Marianne, they aren't fruit flies.
they're not fruit flies,
They
yeah,
aren't.
at all.
No, they aren't.
I don't know.
They're attracted to the light. They're not
They
attracted
like
to fruit.
light, like they get in here and then they try and get out because they're on the windows, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you dumb bugs, like don't come in here
Just
if you
don't come
don't
in
want to
the
go
first
out.
place. Yeah.
Exactly, it's a pretty simple concept.
They must be coming in on the cats or something.
I don't know. We need some
Probably.
like bug psychologist or something.
But what's so funny is Kevin, here we are trying to watch this damn podcast, and Kevin is up at the television.
Standing there watching it
Standing
rolling,
and he's rolling
the
with
screen.
this like roller that's supposed to be used for getting, your fuzz off of your
Yeah,
clothes
lint
and
roller.
shit. A lint roller. And here he is, he's rolling the TV to get all these little bugs off the damn TV. So when he's done, he sits down and then we're looking at splattered bug
Well,
guts all over the
it's
TV.
not that bad, but I mean,
Yes, it
certainly
is
have to
that
clean the
bad.
screen. But
It is that bad.
I mean, I can see like 20 of them on that window right now. And
Hi,
it's just,
Germonts. Nice to see you
So,
here.
yeah.
Aw.
so we got rid of the Fruit Loops, and we're trying to get rid of the Fruit Loops anyway.
No, but
I got splatter on my computer screen.
Yeah, there's like this splatter everywhere. Like I don't know. And then Kevin, we go to bed, and I have my light on beside me before I,
and it shines directly up on the white ceiling.
And then he
and
looks over and sees all these little bugs that are just collecting around the lamp, and Kevin's just like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna kill them!"
So I get the lint roller, I'm rolling the ceiling, and it's weird because they morph into like in an RV. This has almost like a really dense carpet on the ceiling. I'm not sure how to describe it, but
I wondered about the tacky trap thing. I wondered about that. You know what? I seriously thought about that last night. I'm like, oh, we should get one of those tacky, those things you pull down or whatever and hang off your ceiling and track them.
yeah, and then we're gonna run into it and get it in our hair, and the cats are gonna and then like this. It's like those mouse sticky traps, eh? You ever seen a cat run around the yard with a friggin' sticky trap on its paw? Or they bite the mouse that's on the trap, and then now they have the mouse and the trap attached to their face, right?
Okay, so that's funny that you mentioned that, because last night lying in bed I thought we should just get one of those sticky trap things, and then I was like, oh no, then it will get stuck in my hair because I will definitely run into it.
See, the problem is the motorhome has like a 6'6" or 7" ceiling height.
Is that all it is?
Right, like it's not a lot. Like For me, it's probably
In the
about.
bedroom, it seems lower.
Well, that's because there's steps.
Oh, right,
Right. But
right.
generally, all around, I guess it's about 6, 8, maybe at the most,
Oh,
7 at the absolute most. But I doubt
I'd say
it.
it's 7, but
And the thing is that we wanted to hang plants and stuff like that, but there's literally no place to put them, right? Without us running into them. So
yeah.
one of those fly paper things.
We would definitely run into it. And knowing me, like I said, it would get in my hair, and then I'd have to get my hair cut off because I got something,
And then
Yeah.
you'd really have shorter hair than me.
Oh, then I'd make you get your hair cut.
No.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to have shorter hair than you, actually. But look how mine stops right about there. You see that? It stops right about there, and yours goes down closer to your nipples. This is unacceptable. I think you should get 3 or 4 inches cut off,
No.
actually.
No.
Okay,
Not
we're gonna
touching
do a
it.
vote right now. We're gonna do a poll. Who thinks Kevin
Just
should
a
get a
beard trim
few inches cut
tomorrow.
off his hair?
Just a beard trim.
Just like to there, maybe, or I don't know. We're willing to accept your feedback. If you think that Kevin should get his hair cut a little trimmed or cut, put it in the comments, please.
This conversation is getting too hot. I got to turn the AC on.
It is getting hot in here, actually. It's because I'm touching you.
Well, I gotta. You
I
know
don't
what I
like
gotta
to
do
touch you.
is gotta put that awning down.
Oh yes, because it's
It's
letting the
heating up
sun.
that whole
Yeah. We got a great big awning that goes almost the whole living room part of the motorhome. So when you pull it out. That's not the right word.
Extended.
Kevin pushes the little remote button and it opens it up, and it. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, then it doesn't let the sun in so much, so it doesn't get hot. What Gerald say there? Oh, Sean Seeley, I vote Mohawk. Of course you would vote Mohawk. Frag,
Okay,
Mr. Punk Rock skateboarding dude.
There is a line, and that would definitely be it.
You know, it actually wouldn't be bad though. Like if you do like the whole
Yeah, not doing
shaved
the
on the
Viking thing,
underneath.
whatever.
I like that
no,
though.
No, not
Kevin,
doing
it's
it.
so hot.
No.
Oh,
not
come
doing it. I'm
on.
friggin' hot enough. That's enough of that. We got to turn the AC on here.
Okay, so Gerald said maybe a little trim. Thank you,
Beard.
Gerald, for supporting my movement.
Beard, unless you want me to grow it out so I can actually do this.
Well, you did that during the COVID shit. I think everybody grew long beards during that. Isn't that funny that happened? There were so many people that all of a sudden had these long ass beards. It's like, it's not like you could never go get your beard trimmed, could you? Was everything locked down that much? I don't even remember because we didn't follow the rules, so I don't even.
People had to sneak around and.
Yeah,
There
there was
like
underground barbers. I think
underground barbers and
yeah,
shit like that.
underground barbers, and I took up barbering too. You know, I started trimming mustaches and beards because I can only stand it so long, and then I'm like, meh, meh. If it gets to the point where you can braid it, I'm just kind of like, meh. Not for Kevin. I don't think it really works for you.
No.
No, it doesn't. But anyway.
When I start eating my mustache, that's a line.
And it is at that point now.
Tomorrow, there will be a beard trim in my near future.
Yes, when we go to Okotoks tomorrow. Yeah. Absolutely.
Will be, for sure. Yep.
Yeah, when we leave the farm tomorrow, you can actually
there's
go
a bug right there flying in front of my face right there. See that?
Well, and see if it was a fruit fly, it would be attracted to our coffee, but it's not. It's attracted to the screen.
No, it's attracted to. I don't know.
What are these bugs? If anybody knows what they are, let us know.
You'd have to take a microscopic picture of them and put them up, and then.
They are seriously very interesting. They love the light. There's no question. They like the screens.
Attracted
they like the lights.
Light.
Yeah. Well, most bugs I think are attracted to light. Actually, I think.
Maybe that's what we need. We need those little things we had at Sturgeon Bay. Those plug-in USB things with the blue light.
Oh.
They might have attracted them, and then they could have.
But like I said, the bonus is they don't bite.
Yes, they don't.
And the worst that's happened, this happened last night, is sometimes you breathe in deep and one might get into your nose or your mouth. Because that has happened to me, and I'm kind of like, okay, I just.
Yeah, sorry, WEF, I'm out.
Ate a little
bugs.
bug.
Sorry, not happening. Take that shit and shove it. You know where. Yeah.
So anyway, now that we've spent almost a half hour like harping about our bugs and our other things,
The shenanigans?
The shenanigans of everything, yes, of life.
Well, has that neuron come back yet?
About what we were going to talk about?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought you put shit in the description so you can see what's going on.
Yeah, the
Right?
description was just like, here we are on the farm in Alberta, and we don't know what's going to happen. So,
Oh, well, that
oh,
narrows it down.
yeah. But one thing I am curious, though, to know is, since we have a few people on here that I know are all Canadian, I'm just curious, Canadians, how you feeling about things now? How you feeling about your ca- Canadian
Ness.
country? I got something to say about that. I kid you not. I don't even know where this shit comes sometimes. This morning,
I don't even know about
I
this
was
thing.
almost
I'm just gonna
ashamed.
sit here and drink my coffee quietly.
You guys, I was almost ashamed of myself, okay? And here's why. This morning,
I'm Canadian. I'm sorry.
I was seriously trying to remember the words of our national anthem. And I decided that there's the reason is because we were so programmed to sing half of it in French.
You were.
Yes, I was. We were growing up. It was, Tele de Nosaya. Like we had to sing the second verse or whatever it was in French, right? So I got all screwed up, you know? So I was sitting there in the washroom and I was
Where
like,
the greatest thinking happens in every individual's life.
and I was seriously thinking, oh my God, I can't remember the words to the national anthem. And then I thought, would an American ever have that problem?
No.
I don't think so. Because they are
We know more
truly,
about the American
truly
national anthem.
indoctrinated
Oh, say, can you see?
to sing that. It seems like everywhere, every event, everything they do is like around that. So I was like, I was kind of
But they're going to
ashamed of
change.
myself.
They're going to change the anthem here in Canada.
They
Right?
already have.
No, it's oh Canada and Quebec, Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC.
Well, I was actually asked that the other day when I was talking to I don't want to say former Canadian. She is Canadian, but she lives down in Mexico and she has for years. But she actually asked me like, what's the feel in Alberta, right? And we were asked that by our friends last night, Jared Marjorie. We were talking to them. But the thing is, it is very different. Okay, so it the energy in Alberta is definitely different. I can't explain it. Sean, you live in Alberta, maybe you know what I'm talking about, but it's just a maybe it's just us. Maybe it is just us because we came from what we
Having
feel
now
was
lived in 4 provinces,
yes, and coming from Ontario and this last experience in Ontario, we can honestly say was not necessarily the most enjoyable. But anyway, it was actually quite yeah. Ow! You He just pinged me. You just pinged me.
cowboy mentality
That
right there.
hurt. Yeah, maybe it is the cowboy mentality, or maybe it's the conservatism, maybe a little more conservative here. I'm not sure, but it's different. It's definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question. The energy is different. It actually took us a few weeks, I would say, to kind of come down, right? After our time in Ontario. Canada isn't the Canada it used to be, independent Alberta. Ooh, so you're into like the Alberta let's go independent thing. Okay. So is William, their
You know
son.
the interesting thing about this discussion,
Yeah.
right? And if you ever watch the thing on YouTube called Canada the Illusion, right? It actually sets out like the documentation throughout history as to why this concept of Canada is actually a figment of everyone's imagination, because the sovereignty and the power in sovereignty actually lies with each province, right? So
Yes.
it's the provinces that are the sovereign entities. Canada is just this collection of sovereign entities,
If you were to really look at the
right?
truth
If you
of the
look at
matter.
things deeper,
Yeah.
right? So it's one of those issues of how important is that? Like we draw this line across the continent and say up here is, you know, Canada and down there is the US and whatever.
Yeah.
Like what? So the thing is
So
that
that was
this
a documentary? because Marianne's
Yeah.
saying that was a great documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's called Canada the Illusion. It's worth
Right.
watching
Yeah.
because it gets into the historic documents that were used way back when. And the cool thing is that we know that, I mean, this plays right along to the idea that if a law is created but ignored by everyone, then it's not a law.
Yeah.
Right? So the point is that if they, and I say they because we know who they are,
Yeah.
right, say that here's the Constitution, but not everybody agrees to it, yet, you know, part of the provinces and it starts becoming used in legal arguments, etc., then that means what? That it is a thing, but it's actually not really a thing. Right? So this is the bullshit that's been going on for for centuries.
Yeah.
And it's not only Canada, it's all over the world.
You're right, Marianne. If people only knew, because each province has their own damn rules. It's true.
Right.
It is.
So I mean, why is there such a thing as interprovincial trade barriers? Why is it that I cannot buy a beer from Ontario, a craft beer,
Yeah.
here or in other provinces? Right? Why is that?
It's protectionism.
That's exactly what it is. Like if people were serious about the economy, then this kind of stuff wouldn't matter. Right? But it's no, we got to protect what we have. And you know what? To a certain extent, you know, this like concept of self-sufficiency and whatever is fine.
Yeah. Buy local.
Right? That's fine. You know, but realistically, the concept of the control network for sure is definitely daft, I think.
Yep.
Right?
For sure.
But they all, I mean, that's why, like, if you notice the national lotteries, right? Quebec has completely different, not valid in the province of Quebec. How many times have you seen that?
Yeah.
Completely different rules. Right?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know how So Marianne said, honestly, no need for federal government. Premiers have just as much power. It's true.
The premiers have more power.
Yeah, and municipalities do too,
And
honestly.
the municipalities, exactly. And this is what the states in the U.S. are realizing as well, because the federal government can just go barf, 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 right, barf, barf, and the states can say, nope, not happening.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
See, Quebec didn't sign the charter. Exactly. So does that make it a valid thing? Right? If we don't all agree to it, does it make it valid? You know?
Yeah.
And it's the same sort of thing with this whole UN, is it the UN? No, the WHO. That WHO bullshit that just sort of WHO, WHO.
Who?
Exactly. Who?
Who the hell cares?
Who the hell's the who, right? Nobody. Exactly. Right? They wanted this pandemic treaty bullshit, and they wanted countries to agree to it, but then the country, within the country, they had to ratify it, right, within their structures or whatever the hell it is. And a lot of them are saying, nope, not happening, because we know that means our sovereignty's out the friggin' window.
Yeah, and there's even more countries now that are getting rid of the WHO UN bullshit in their countries. So, not Canada though, you guys.
I vote for not funding these morons anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Because, and here's another suggestion that I'm going to throw out into the ether. Right? Is these asswipes. What they do, have you ever noticed that they just randomly vote themselves a raise? Like, is that not the fox guarding the fucking hen house? Like, is it not? I think that's a conflict of interest, because I think that kind of power needs to be in a referendum. Because what I think is that if I'm the boss, you know what? I think I need a raise today. I'm going to vote myself a raise. And you know what? If you all support me, you'll all get raises too. Think about that bullshit. Right? What if all of these arsewipes instantly went down? We as Canadian people, right?
Just so you know, we're in the middle of a Kevin rant.
What if we all decided that they needed to be paid minimum fucking wage?
Ooh, they wouldn't do it.
Every single one of them.
They'd say to hell
And
with
they
that.
had to they had to maintain their legitimacy before they got $1 an hour raise.
In other words, they
Right?
would have to earn it. Is that what you're suggesting?
Friggin' earn it. Right?
You know, not to change the subject, but I just realized what's really screwing me up looking into us on the screen right now. You know what it is? I'm on the wrong side. You and I are usually on opposite sides. You're always on my left.
No.
Yes, that's
No.
what it's been.
Over there, yeah, but at Surgeon Bay we're exactly like this because I keep having to remove the left armrest of my chair.
Okay.
No, but
Sorry.
what if, right? I mean, this could be a citizen-led initiative, you know, and a petition to put all politicians, right? How passionate are you about doing the right thing?
They would quit.
How passionate
They'd
are
be
you
like,
about doing the right thing to
"Screw that.
serve the people of this
I'm
country?
going to go back to my nice cushy union job that I had before I come in here."
Yeah, or my director job at some multinational corporation.
Yeah, I'm just going to go and stick with that because, like, it's not worth the hassle to
Okay, so
get such a low
maybe
pay.
$20 an hour, maybe.
That's still more than what most Canadians
Right?
are probably being paid.
Because we know that when you look at the job market, someone that has gone through many, many years of training, right? Like say a mechanic or an electrician or
yeah, we have to be
you know,
certified and in a professional
in
association.
order to command the wage.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Good point, Kevin.
In order to command the wage. What do these people do?
Yeah,
I'm going to be a politician.
They just put their face on.
I go from a registered graphic designer to a politician in charge of a national portfolio of whatever, health minister, etc.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense, does it? Even as a registered massage therapist, when I studied 25 years ago, I had to go to school for 2 years and write a 5-hour freaking board exam.
What do these people do? Nothing.
Just to become a massage therapist.
You can't tell me there's a politician school, other than indoctrination at the WEF friggin', you know, young leader bullshit, whatever they do over there.
Yeah.
Right? But what if they all went to minimum wage?
Ooh.
Every single one of them. Municipal on up.
Yeah.
Minimum wage, people. You want to see shit change in this country?
Yeah.
You want to see it change anywhere?
I want to address what Marianne just said, but the immigration coming in, they don't have to imagine that. See, here's the thing. I get what you're saying. I do. I hear you. And we need to be careful not to let this become an immigrant problem. All right?
Right.
This is not an immigrant problem. The immigrants are just they're like pawns in the game, you guys. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, they are pawns in the game. And they're being offered these big, opportunities.
If someone wasn't offering it, there would be nobody there to take it.
Yeah, they wouldn't be coming in. So the thing is that you got to go back to the root cause, right?
As with most things.
That's right. And so we got to get, deeper into that in order to really see what's truly going on with the whole immigrant crisis, if you want to call it that, right? So it is. It's a government problem, and it even goes beyond that. It's like even, we won't go there today.
Document 2006, read it.
Yeah.
It spells out the next 30 years or whatever it is in regards to immigration Canada.
It definitely is being done intentionally, and
Look
it's not just Canada. It's happening in
I'm not
lots
sure
of
what
countries.
it's called, but we read it, and
yeah,
it's like,
we did.
what
We
the
read
hell?
it a long time ago. But the thing is that I don't want this to become a thing where we're blaming the immigrants for these problems. They are pawns in the game, right?
However,
to the point that realistically, this is no joke. I have apologized to immigrants that we have spoken with over these I'd say the last months, because I'll apologize to them that they were actually duped.
Right, but the thing is that
duped.
we know that a lot of this is values conflict, but this doesn't excuse bad fucking behavior.
Yeah, bad behavior, whether you're immigrant or not,
it
is
doesn't
bad
matter.
behavior. Yeah.
Right? And what I find very interesting is the immigrants that legitimately come here and want to make a better life and a new life, Right? Yeah. Should all do mushrooms. That's right. That would make them more compliant, maybe. But
Well,
here's the thing: if those immigrants that are here, that actually are legitimately here for immigrant reasons, right? Like persecution and things like that, and you want to make a better life for yourself,
sure.
guess what? It's the bad friggin' apples that are giving you the problems because now you're lumped into the bad apple basket,
Yeah.
right? Because of association. So,
Yeah.
what I find very interesting, and it's actually, I saw a Punjabi guy on YouTube ripping, right, about the lack of care that other Punjabis, mainly with regards to the safety on the roads,
Yeah.
right, are they're not there. It's just not there, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is that
It takes
if
your own kind publicly shaming you.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if I was in that
Hate to say
position,
it
I
that
would
way,
be
but
calling all of the bad apples out,
yeah, that's
right?
right.
Because this is the problem: is that it delegitimizes
Yeah.
the actual need for the safety and security that Canada has historically been known for.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to this whole politician
But
thing.
here's the irony in that statement. I'm just going to say one more thing about that. I'm just going to say this one thing. The irony too is that when you look deeper into who's funding all of these things, all of these wars and conflicts that are destabilizing these other countries, Canada is helping to fund that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Canada is a big player in helping to destabilize these nations, and then we're offering these people asylum or whatever you call it, like refugee status,
Cesspool
or
stuff. It's
you
almost
know,
it's almost like
it's so corrupt.
it's
It
almost
just
like defending the Ontario Teachers Pension Program, right? For the fact that it provides a great pension for people,
it definitely does.
right? But on the other side, the flip side of that is it's based on investments, right, that are causing massive human suffering on planet Earth,
Absolutely.
right? When you dig into things.
Yep.
Now, I don't have any specific examples, but I'm not the
We
first.
know that they are. We
I'm
already
not the
looked at
first
it.
person to look into this,
That's right. This is a fact.
right? So
Yeah.
think about the irony in this, right? As someone that has worked their entire life to build a pension
Yeah.
that allows them to live a lifestyle now, right? And other people that are of similar age, right, are charitable, raising money to counter the thing that the pension plan has now invested in that's causing the fucking problem
to
that the
begin with.
charity's trying to help with.
It's huge conundrum. It really is a massive conflict of
This is like
it's
cognitive dissonance
yeah.
on steroids,
Yeah.
or it should be anyway.
Again, it's about getting to the root cause, right? So we got to get to the root cause. And this is where a lot of people don't
Yeah.
want to go to the root
So
cause because it's too difficult to cognitively accept, right?
but
It's
so
too
so that's just an aside,
yeah.
right? But think about this, because Gerald brought up a point here about government pensions, right? Is they can vote themselves, right? Just this concept just floors me. Absolutely
Wait,
fucking floors me.
wait, it's another Kevin rant. I'm gonna get my coffee. Yeah.
Okay, top up here just before.
I've
Ready?
already had my second amount of coffee. Like I'm at the end of my coffee mug, and I think I need to just stick with that. So
Okay.
yeah.
So the conflict of interest that exists for a politician to vote themselves a raise or a hike in pension or whatever. Wasn't Jagmeet Singh outed for propping up this bullshit liberal government, right? The Trudeau side of things. I mean, they're all the same.
Yeah.
So that he was promised some multi-million-dollar pension, like if he did that. Like,
Yeah.
this is the bullshit that's going on behind the scenes. And I'm glad it was outed,
Sure.
right? Because as soon as it was like backpedal, backpedal, backpedal,
Probably still got it though.
right? So the issue becomes, right, in terms of ethics and conflict of interest, is that none of us could do those things, right?
That's right.
So what if we started a petition to put all their salaries at minimum wage? Choose a province. It doesn't fucking matter. Minimum wage. What's the minimum wage in New Brunswick?
Mm,
Whatever.
probably $17.
Whatever province you live in that you think you're a politician of, instantly you're going to minimum wage. Would you stick around?
Watch the rats scramble then.
Would you stick around? I think a petition like that or a referendum question like that would get so much support from the people that live in this country that, you know, it would turn everything on its head.
Yeah.
It really would, because you have people out there struggling on minimum wage, having 4 and 5 minimum wage jobs just to friggin' make ends meet, while these people are there
Getting
right
overpaid.
voting themselves fucking raises.
And still making decisions that are harmful to the public, right? That they're supposed to be serving, by the way. They're supposed to
So
be
this will separate
the
the
public.
wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
Because if you're there for the pay and the cushy pension, right, and summer's off, right, I don't have to do shit all summer. Oh, Christmas, what? How long is that break for? Right? Oh, I'm going to prorogue Parliament, which means nobody's working.
But we're still
right?
getting paid.
We're still getting paid. Right? Think about this
Holy
bullshit, man.
Kevin, what a rant session today.
No, but I think it's time, right? I think it's time people actually, and I know there's a lot of us out there.
Way more of us.
There's way more of us out there.
Yeah.
So.
And I want to give credit to those people who have been super vocal.
And stood up for shit.
And stood up, because not everybody does, and that's okay. Like it's okay to a point. Like I get it. Some people are just not the kind of people who are gonna vocalize what they're feeling. You know, they might talk in their trusted circles about what they think about government or about, you know, different things that are going on. And I get it. Like not everybody's gonna be like that. But those people who have been, okay,
hats off.
I'll give a pat on our shoulders as well. Good job, dear. But those people who have been super vocal over these last few years, and everybody knows what the last few years was.
The shenanigans.
I want to give them credit.
In your face shenanigans.
And even like everybody who took part in the convoy, let's face it, like there's been massive persecution for these things. There really, really has.
There's a lot of people around the world though too that are that know what we're under. Because Australia is the same.
Yeah.
Right? The interesting thing is you read an article the other day about what's going on in England.
Did you guys hear about this? That a whole bunch
Wait a minute.
of people,
That's got to be on CBC. Top story. Breaking news.
Thousands of people went out and killed all of the cameras.
50,000 surveillance
50,000 surveillance cameras that have been put up in the UK as part of this whole surveillance network, which is also part of the 15-minute cities conundrum and all that bullshit.
Love it.
And they actually busted them all up. Well, what are they going to do? Go and put all those people in prison? I don't think so, right? But you know what? The cameras are gone, and without the cameras surveilling friggin' every damn move that an individual makes, walking down the street, picking their nose and everything else.
Scratching their ass.
Yeah, like it's gone. They just went and did it. You know?
Imagine that.
En masse. It wasn't just one individual. It was a whole bunch of people that went and did it. And now they're kind of going,
we don't know. We don't know what to do. Good. That's right. Back in the day when there used to be something called policing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Back in the day when you used to actually have to investigate stuff as opposed to saying,
oh, let's go look at that camera.
He did it.
Let's go look at that video.
He took it.
And see who did it.
He took it.
Yeah, but having all that stuff up there, all those cameras for surveillance, it's for people's safety and security.
Oh yeah, that's the easy frame.
It's for the safety and security of the public,
The
you
easy
guys.
frame, yeah.
Like, come on.
Easy frame.
Come on.
You know, crime is a societal, like a community issue.
Yeah.
Right, it really is. And then like, even when I was a cop,
it comes down to what
we used to have
willing
this discussion
tolerate.
because, like, people say, "Aren't you going to do anything about the drugs?" And I'm like, "What do you want me to do about it?" Well, you got to go and like arrest people. Like, okay.
Then what?
On what information?
Yeah.
Well, he's doing. Okay, are you willing to testify to that? No.
No.
See, these kinds of issues are like 90% community and 10% police.
Yeah, because police have to follow a lot of rules in order to take any kind of action too,
Hmm.
right? It's not just that simple. You know,
Hmm.
there has to be evidence. There has to be people who are willing to step in and
There has
say,
to be
"Yeah,
rules.
this I saw this happen," you know, or
Hmm.
whatever. Talk about the place in Mexico, Kevin, that we when we were down there that they told Luis told us about that the people took
Oh yeah. So
charge.
so here's a very interesting scenario. Um, so as we know, there's been a lot of incidents recently that have made the news, and
Yeah.
people are talking about, and there's a strong discussion going on now about what's called a castle law.
Funny that you mentioned the cartel, Marianne. We're
Yeah,
about to
castle
reference
law,
them.
because you know people need to feel safe, and if the law and law enforcement is not enough, then realistically there are self-defense, you know, rules and things like that. So I want to weigh in on this a little bit, but just to come into this Mexico scenario is
What's
that
the law you just mentioned?
castle law,
The castle law. Okay.
right? And there are kind of like snippets of it within the criminal code, right? But it's not like a thing, like it's not a an actual thing, right? But we'll get to that in a second. So in Mexico, as many people know, the cartels are what they are.
In charge,
Yeah,
pretty
like, but
much.
they're in charge by force.
Yeah.
So there's this little tiny place called Hontatelco, and the people that live there, there's one road in and one road out, or maybe a couple, but
Yeah.
either way, it's controllable
Yeah.
because the crime due to these people uh, got so bad. The community got together, and after a certain time in the evening to a certain time in the morning, the community members manned the roads in and out armed. And guess what? Shenanigans stopped.
The crime went down.
It stopped.
Yeah. And why is that? Because the people
The people
stepped up,
stepped up and did
took
it.
responsibility for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and said, "We're not going to take this anymore."
We're not tolerating it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other examples within South America where this has actually happened,
Yeah.
right? Where an entire town has gotten together and said, you know what, cartel, you're friggin' out of there.
Yeah.
We're not tolerating it anymore. There's no more of that murders and shit like that,
But
right?
ultimately,
But
Kev,
the community had to come together to do it.
this is how all of these things could be resolved, is if people actually stood up and took charge and
What, people
said,
coming together
yeah,
for
and
a
said,
common
"We're not
purpose?
going to take this anymore," because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately all of these things continue,
Mm-hmm.
all of them, from the cartel up to the government, which is all the same. You know, all of crime, right? Like you want to your
Minimum wage.
minimum wage, all of it. All of this shit continues because the people are willing to tolerate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, what level are you at? What point do you finally say enough?
Mm-hmm.
And really, I'm not buying this "there's nothing we can do" thing. I'm not buying that argument anymore. You know, there's always something you can do. Always, always, always. And it can come in so many different forms. Like, if you want to get into the conversation, which sometime we're going to have to get into this conversation in a lot more detail, and it's probably going to come in my Tune In with Ava interview series, but we have to talk more about energy and frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about the quantum field and all these things. And I mean, you know, that would really be a diversion from where we're talking right now today,
Yeah,
the topic that we're talking about. But
is what it is.
it is what it is. But the thing is there's always something that we can do,
Mm-hmm.
right? Always something that we can do. And I know that some people, they just want to be handed the golden rod, or they just want to be handed, like, just tell me what to do. Like, a lot of people are like
They
that.
want to be directed, yeah,
Trust
because they
me,
don't want to think for
I've
themselves.
been in therapy for 25 years doing work with
Just tell me.
clients,
What do I gotta
and
do?
so many people are just like, just tell me what to do.
And at some point, we've all been there, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Or just
Yeah.
just give me the gold, give me, not golden, but give me the magic pill,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I don't have to do anything, you know? So the thing is that that's not taking full responsibility. That's still putting all of your power and control outside yourself, and hoping that something or someone outside of you is going to solve your problem, right? And this is just not the way that the world really works, okay? So ultimately, we have to be the ones to take responsibility, right? And blaming, right? Like we like to sit and rant, sure, we like to bitch about the government, whatever, but the because
Making suggestions
these are
like
just the truth,
minimum
right?
wage.
Yeah, like this is just the truth, and these all are just suggestions, of course. But I mean, and we like to do it in good humor as well. But I mean, the reality is that there are lots of things that we can do, and so I don't know. Maybe we should make a list. We should make a list of like the 30 things that an individual can do to stand in their power and take back their sovereignty. I would say from anybody else, any authorities outside themselves that
Well, there's a
we've
lot of
formally given it up to.
right, but there's a lot
Right?
of people out there that are looking at this and they're
Yeah.
doing this and etc. I just wanted to go back into this castle law thing because I
Oh
said I
yeah, you
was
didn't
going to
finish.
mention a couple of
You
things
didn't
about
finish
that.
it. I interrupted. I'm sorry.
It's okay, right?
Please forgive me.
So as a former cop, we're trained with what was called a use of force continuum. And this thing, if you can imagine a circle
Yeah.
and any interaction, you can take this model and overlay it into any circumstance. And it starts with just simple police presence.
Okay, say what it's called again, because I'm going to put that in the comments. So
The
if anybody,
use of force wheel or the use of force continuum.
we can look it up. Use of force continuum,
Yeah,
continuum, or wheel.
yeah.
Somebody can look it up.
Like there's
Share
an
it.
actual graphic for it, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that with the use of this, when you employ this, it's different for literally everyone because it goes from police presence to the use of deadly force, and that can happen in a microsecond, right? And it can happen in a microsecond, and all of these decisions, regardless of training,
Yeah.
happen in the mind of the officer that is faced with the circumstance.
And Marianne will address what you just said there because that is a big issue right now that's happening, being
Right.
talked
So
about
this
right
is
now.
why we're having that's why people across this country are having this discussion right now.
Yeah.
Right? Is because it's what's reasonable force. So, right, there's the self-defense defense really is you have the right to defend yourself
Yeah.
with the reasonable amount of force. So I wanna just put this out there because of having had that police training.
Yeah.
So we are taught that if someone has a knife, and I'm talking a butter knife and up,
Yeah.
right? And they are within a 21-foot radius of you, guess what, folks? Your sidearm is out and it's being pointed at the person with the knife with instructions to drop the knife. Because any knife, it takes 21 seconds, right? Or sorry, it takes the amount of time it takes for you to pull your firearm and actually get a shot off, right? A person can cover 21-foot distance and stab.
Even with a butter knife.
Right? Even with a butter knife, because even a credit card can kill, a
Yeah.
ballpoint pen can kill, all of these sorts of things. So
It depends on their intent, right, or how they're being used.
no, but I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
if there's threatening behavior and stuff, you can
Of course.
articulate that. But the point is that if someone shows up in your house with a crossbow, right, I would suggest that the Louisville Slugger is not enough.
Yeah.
Right? The shotgun would be a good response to that
Yeah.
because it's lethal force and lethal force.
And there's distance between you.
If someone raises their fist,
Yeah.
right, you can raise your fist. So this is the point, right? With reasonable force is that you have to look at these things, and in the end, it's about articulation. Because someone that's 5 foot nothing, right, that weighs 120 pounds, right, would have a different perception, right? If
Yes.
someone that's 6'5" and 300 pounds
Mm-hmm.
could inflict certain damage. So you got to think, and this is why I bring up the wheel idea.
And let's throw in there your nervous system is not going to give you multiple seconds to try to figure it all out. It's an instant response.
And like I said,
because the survival, which is your root chakra, but the survival mechanism kicks in and it's a done
boom.
deal. Right? It takes over, right?
So reasonable force is defined based on the person that's perceiving the threat. Okay? Because I work with a lot of small women officers,
So it's perception of
and
the
they
individual.
would have no problem resorting to baton, pepper spray, or firearm faster than I would.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So reasonable force to stop the threat. Right? So it's about the perception of the person that is receiving the threat that determines what reasonable force is.
Right.
Okay? That's how you determine reasonable force. So I'm going to say butter knife, firearm. Crossbow, firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It works for police. Police have to justify the pulling of their sidearm. But they're also trained that if you see that knife within 21 feet of you, your fucking gun is out and you're pointing at it.
21 feet is a fair distance, too. It really is, actually.
Step it out, people.
Yeah.
Right? That's like 7 meters.
Yeah.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, and you have to look at this from the receiver of the threat.
I even heard...
Because if it's about you and your family's safety, that increases.
Yeah.
Increases the probability of, if someone comes in and you're threatening your house and you're threatening your family, what are you going to do?
Okay, so here's an example, all right? So this is a true story. This happened, I don't know, sometime recently, but in the States, all right, in one of the southern states. And this young girl, she was 11, I believe. She was
Mhm.
11 or 12. Her dad just left to go to work or whatever he did. So she was home alone for however long. I don't know the whole story, but she was home. And after he left, it's like these two guys were watching to see when he left. And then they broke into the house, probably not realizing that she was still home.
Oh yeah.
Okay? So they start to come up the stairs, apparently. They didn't realize that this girl was there, but she not only was there, she went into her dad's bedroom and grabbed his shotgun, and she got down on her knees and she shot them. Okay? Now these were two individuals who actually did have a history of crime and had actually, done this before. But what do you know? They were still out of prison. Okay? So
Cops breaking in, or people breaking into your house, don't show up with a resume or a rap sheet.
yeah, and
They don't.
one of them
Typically.
did end up they found out did have a gun on his hip or whatever. But they didn't even have a chance because what they didn't know is the girl was there. Number one. Number two, she knew enough to go into her dad's bedroom and grab his shotgun. Number three, she was a trained champion shooter.
Trap shooter.
Trap shooter since she was 9 years old. Okay? So this girl shot both of these guys with the buckshot. Is that what it's called or something? But anyway, scattergun. I don't know what the hell it is.
It's a scattergun.
Yeah, scattergun. So she shot both of them.
Everyone scatters.
All right, and they scattered all right, but they bled to death.
Scattered dead.
Okay. So but in the States, it wasn't oh, well, should she be charged because she had a gun and she shot these two guys that were breaking in, invading her home? No. They didn't even make that an issue. They were like, "Oh, good for her that she knew enough to do that to protect herself." But in Canada, we're talking about, "Oh, well, I don't know if people break into your home, like they have rights too." It's like, okay.
So here's something very interesting because I'm going to draw a parallel here.
You kind of like take away your rights when you do shit like that.
Okay, but I'm going to
right?
draw a parallel
So-
here with some of the narrative that Dr. Stephen Greer is bringing up. Okay, so Stephen Greer is all about disclosure.
Yeah.
And he is trying to encourage legislators and people in those positions and whistleblowers, the people that are in those roles. The thing that he is using is the fact that no secrecy laws pertain to these people because they're involved in criminal behavior. Okay? Think about this.
Yes.
If you are involved in criminal behavior, right, and a criminal enterprise, then you can't claim the secrecy laws. You can't use the secrecy laws of that country.
Because the secrecy laws are there for the secret,
like for shit that actually needs to stay secret,
legitimate
right?
stuff that needs to stay secret.
And then there probably is some of that,
Sure.
right? But when you think about this scenario,
it's so true.
Right? Someone breaks into your house. They're engaged in criminal behavior.
Kevin, what is the what's that documentary called that we just watched where Stephen Greer talks about all that stuff?
Asymmetric disclosure.
I'll write that in here, you guys. Asymmetric. Oops. Okay. Keep going. You don't have to stop.
Asymmetric disclosure. So he draws the comparison that if someone is involved in these businesses or black agencies or whatever involved in criminal behavior, human trafficking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they do not qualify to have the defense of national secrecy, etc.
Yeah.
So think about this from the home invasion thing. So now when I was actually on the job, right, we had this little tiny, one of my partners, a little tiny woman, right, and we got called to the back of the detachment to help process some people. Four people she arrested by herself on the side of the friggin' highway in the late evening, right, from southern Ontario, that had come and driven all the way up to Thunder Bay to do home invasions. And guess what was in the trunk? A sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah.
She arrested 4 of them by herself.
Yeah.
Okay? And kudos, but think of the safety issues here. Okay? Huge safety issues.
Okay, so what's Marianne saying here? If they bring castle law here, people will think twice because the motto becomes FAFO? What's that? What's FAFO stand for, Marianne? Sorry, my ignorance, but I do not know what that means.
Well, see, the thing is that if you all of a sudden have a castle law in place, meaning that homeowners can protect themselves and their property, right, with force, then people won't bother anymore.
People will think twice.
They will think twice about busting into something.
But how are Canadians gonna be able to protect themselves if all their guns are taken away?
Interesting quandary, isn't it?
That's a whole other discussion right there. Now,
and the other question too is, I mean, there are people in Canada that are legitimately licensed to
fuck around and find out.
Yeah, that's right.
Love it. I've never heard FAFO before. I like that.
Right, so there are people in Canada that are legitimately licensed to have restricted sidearms, like pistols. Okay? My question then becomes is, safe storage aside, if I'm on my property or in my home, can I not walk around with a firearm on my hip?
You should be able to, I think.
It's my private property. It's my private home, and that's that.
Yeah. Because everybody has to be properly trained in order to have one, right?
They're the most highly vetted group of Canadians. Highly vetted by the fucking RCMP and CSIS, probably, et cetera, to be authorized to have these firearms. Right? And any range you ever, or gun club you ever want to be a part of, you have to go through training.
More vetted than the people who are running our damn country.
Yeah.
Imagine
that's
that.
Right. So, but think about it. I'm just throwing these out as topics of discussion or whatever, but the big takeaway for today, I think, is that minimum wage, people. I think that should be a national movement. Minimum wage for all politicians.
Kevin, you just went from guns and people being able to shoot invaders back to minimum wage. Like,
no, but think about the legitimacy of this.
Okay, bring it together for us, Kevin.
I'm going to bring it together
because
full circle. Who's making these fucking laws, right, that put people in danger?
Yeah.
Who has created the very system that is fucking the homeowner, right, for defending themselves, their right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and security and safety?
That's a United States thing.
No, but it pertains everywhere. Everywhere.
Well, it does, but yeah, okay. I'll give you that.
All right? So think about this. Who's made those things, and who's the ones that are in charge of enforcing that bullshit?
True.
Right? So they created the mess. And now us, we the people, are going to say everyone's at minimum wage now. Okay? You have to prove your legitimacy in order to get the 50 cent an hour raise. Right?
Oh, so if you want to get paid more, then do more good for the people you're supposed to be serving.
Fucking prove it. Prove that you're worth
Yeah.
the 50 cent an hour raise.
Yeah.
Right? Then you'll think differently about how the economy of this country is working.
Yeah.
Right? How the laws are administered in this country.
How people
Right?
really
How people
are
really
living.
exist in this country.
Yeah.
You want to see the price of friggin' homes plummet. You want to see the price of everything.
Yeah.
Right? Brought back. Because this is the thing with the markets.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing goes up forever. Nothing comes down forever. But there's always corrections.
Mm-hmm.
Always corrections.
And you know this because you did study trading and all this stuff. But the thing is, too, guys, is that the prices of things at the stores is not based on what's really going on in the markets, right?
Right. So you look at the price of
not.
you look at the price of a liter of fuel.
Yeah.
It has absolutely nothing
Yeah.
to do with the price of a barrel of oil on the oil futures market. Nothing.
Yeah.
Right? The price of a barrel of oil could be $20 friggin', right? And at the pump it could be $2. Or the price of oil can be, I don't know, $120, and it can and the price at the pump could be 50 cents. It has no bearing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
You know?
But it is. I do have to kind of just jump in here and just say like how horribly high the prices are at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on? Meat is so expensive at the store, and I know I'm a little bit disillusioned by that because we've been buying our meat from local farmer, and so we buy a
$6.50
whole
a pound.
bunch. Yeah, $6.50 a pound, you guys, and we buy a whole bunch at once and freeze it and have it for a year. You know, so I realize I'm a little out of the loop that way. But when we recently shopped at Costco and we gave in because we're finally ran out of our meat that we bought a year and a half ago, and we don't have a farmer connection here yet. But anyway, believe it or not. But anyway, we gave in and bought a little bit of meat at Costco, but we couldn't believe
$12
the
plus a pound.
prices, you guys.
$12 plus
Like,
a
this
pound.
is gross. We are in beef land here in Alberta. I thought, if anything, that beef in Alberta should be cheap. Like, it really should be. Like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So the thing is that there's someone's controlling shit somewhere.
Yes,
right?
and someone's making lots of money, and don't
Right.
think that the retail stores aren't making lots of money. Like, they are. And when you consider too that
During the shenanigans,
during those
these
last
people
few
were
years,
posting record what the
record
fuck?
profit, like
Record friggin' profits.
off people, the backs of
What?
people who weren't even able to go to work because of your bullshit, and you're making record profits.
Profits.
Like, I'm sorry, that's a problem. That's a real problem.
Kind of a problem.
I think that's gross.
Yeah,
It's actually
record.
it's quite gross. Yeah. Well, they aren't going to eliminate meat from my diet, Marianne.
No.
I'll tell you right now, because that's my primary food. But yeah.
Yeah,
so.
no, sorry, not eating the bugs other than the odd one that gets inhaled before sleeping. Not happening. Not friggin' happening.
I did eat a bug or two last night, but that was just on inhale, and I didn't mean to. It just kind of happened. So I was like, oh, it's okay, because I didn't have to chew it. I was like, okay, I didn't even taste it. It just went in and like, whatever. I just like, I was sort of like, but anyway, it happened. Blah.
So I vote for minimum wage.
That would be really cool, actually, to see that happen. I know it probably never will.
Well, maybe we could start a petition.
I don't know.
Right? Have a referendum across the fucking country. Minimum wage for all politicians. Seriously. But when you think
I'm
about
serious, the rats would scatter because.
But how
nobody's gonna do
many
that.
politicians are there in this country?
Far too many.
You figure from municipal to federal.
Yeah.
Would there be like 2,000? 5,000 maybe? There's only what? 200 or 300 in federal parliament, whatever. And then your provinces, and then your municipalities. Maybe there's 5,000. So think about this, folks. 5,000 versus 37 million. Or sorry, 36,995,000. Right? Minimum fucking wage.
So what are you saying? That there's way more of us than there is of them? We outnumber them? What?
Go watch Bug's Life. The answer's there.
We're not allowed to put the Bugs Life clip up, you guys, because
No.
we get banned when we do that. Because
Yeah.
that's breaking
Bug's
the law.
Life. Just go watch it.
Yeah. So
Just go watch it. There's
go
a
watch it.
brilliant speech by Kevin Spacey, who's the grasshopper
the
voice.
head grasshopper.
Head grasshopper voice. Brilliant. Right? Which shows exactly what's going on. And guess what? The ants find the solution.
Yeah.
Watch it, man.
There's also you know, I don't know if you guys know of Catherine Austin Fitz. I highly recommend you look at that, what the work she's doing. Like, holy shit,
anything
man.
she's doing. Yeah.
I'm gonna actually put her in here too, Catherine Austin. I'm gonna interview her at some point. I really am. Catherine Austin
The
Fitz
Solari Report.
on YouTube. Solari Report. We watched a almost 2.5 hour video that she did recently. We watched it the other night. Even though it's very U.S. focused, it doesn't matter because it's all run by the Fed. We're all controlled by the Fed in this world.
Some of us know that the Fed controls every currency on planet Earth.
It actually does. So it's very relevant to Canadians as well. So I highly, highly recommend you watch her 2 hours, and I think 19 minutes it was, or something like that, where she talks about these things in detail. Like, in detail. So the first bit, if you can get through the technicality of it, like, it's very technical. So for me, I was sort of like, oh my God, she's speaking a different language. But if you stick with it, right, she does get into how this is impacting all of us right now. And super, super, super well done. And the woman is like very, very grounded in facts. And she comes from the government as well. She used to work for the Bush administration, so she knows the shit that's going on.
The belly o' the beast.
Yeah, she really knows what's going on. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you watch that video. So, yeah, because
Fun times. Minimum wage for politicians.
And the reason that I mentioned that
I'm
is
voting
because
for that.
she does mention a documentary or a movie. I mean, that was, she said, on Amazon, I think. What'd she call it again? I can't remember what it's called now, but it's a documentary that actually outlines exactly what they're doing.
It's called G20.
G20. This is a movie, not a documentary.
A movie that's predicting the future.
That is showing exactly the rollout that is going on with the currencies, with our money systems, everything that's happening.
A movie that's predicting our future?
It was planned, of course. But anyway, she said the movie leaves something to be desired as far as it being quality of movie. But she said it actually, in detail, outlines everything that's unfolding right now. So very, very important, which just reminded me we should watch that sometime. So G20, it's called, okay? And the G20 is coming up, right? And it's in Africa, she said, I think. And even in the movie, it's in Africa. Imagine that. But anyway... I think we've ranted enough today.
Minimum wage for politicians.
So minimum wage for politicians.
That's a takeaway from today.
I dare you guys. I dare
someone to start a petition.
Start a petition.
Or
Marianne.
movement.
Marianne. Hello. Marianne. Somebody should start a petition to make all politicians go down to minimum wage and earn their right to earn more money. And how would they earn it? By actually serving the people and doing what's right.
How they earn it
people.
Is for them to petition the people of the country.
Yes.
For the raise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get that one in you.
Based on their
performance.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Right?
Yeah.
Because their performance is pretty poor right now.
It really is. And we don't need so many levels of government. I'm sorry, but we really don't. It's just overkill. Really. It's overkill. Anywho's. I think we beat that one to death today.
That's right. So we want to make sure that the algorithm picks this up. Minimum wage for politicians.
We'll put a hashtag.
Hashtag minimum wage for
politicians.
That's a good idea.
Yes. Minimum wage for politicians.
Yes. Hashtag. Let's hashtag it.
Yeah. I dare you guys start using it. Dare you.
You wanna see some friggin' shit happen. Yeah.
Well, it would definitely separate the wheat from the chaff, wouldn't it? Right?
Because if you're passionate about serving the population that you are claiming to represent,
Yeah.
right? Then it shouldn't matter,
Well, and it's the people that's paying your damn wages, right, out of their tax money, and
right? And then
taxes certainly go up.
and then the community, just think of the fucking money we would save,
Oh my goodness.
right? They're all making $250,000+ a year to sit there in that gong show, dog and pony show called Parliament. Mr. Speaker, that's such fucking bullshit,
Yeah. Total.
right?
Total bullshit.
Yeah.
Even a 10-year-old could look at that and go, "Huh?
Like,
What the
what's
hell are
going
they doing?
on here? Like, what are these idiots doing?
Yeah, like what?
Are they
what?
reading a script?
Like
Hmm.
these are the people in charge of our country?
Like, what's going on here?
Seriously?"
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But think about it. Like, this would separate the people that are truly passionate about making a difference for those that they claim have supported them. And see, I've always taken the stance too, because I was asked to run for a political party, and knowing that there's really
A couple years ago.
no
3 years
political
ago.
solution to the mess we're in right now,
He said no.
I said no.
Yeah.
But to me, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, you know what? If I was elected, the responsibility in that office would be more to those that did not vote for me than to those that did. Think about that for a second.
Explain yourself.
So the thing is that would mean that I would need to work harder, right? Not to sway people or win people over,
No.
but work harder, because everybody needs to exist in the same space, so to speak, right? And if a certain portion, and it would be like, we know there's no such thing as a true majority. We know that, right? But if there was a bunch more people that voted someone in, I think that their responsibility is greater to those that didn't, because it would take that individual deep into a layer of trying to understand and connect at a different level with those people, right, that didn't support you initially, right?
Sorry, I zoned out there for a second.
Because there's things that are important to them as much as there is things that are important to you and to the people that support you, right? So how do you honor that which is important to them, right, and try and balance things out, right, and do the very best job you possibly can, right,
See,
in
Kevin,
that office?
you would make a terrible politician.
Yes, I would.
But you would make a great leader. And I know some people go, "Oh my God, we don't need leaders." But, look at it this way, that, people still need direction. They do. A lot of people do still want direction. And they want somebody who's willing to step up and be in that role so that they don't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you would make a very good leader because people respect you and you have a strong sense of justice, and you are the one who would fight for the little guy.
Well, the thing is that when people put aside this concept of leading by agenda, right?
Yeah.
And it's always an agenda from someone that's higher and above and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Or who's
right?
padding their pockets.
And we fucking know how it works in Canada, is that if you're blue, green, purple, pink, whatever the fuck color you are,
I'm pink.
whatever
Let's
color
start the
you
hot
are,
pink party, you guys.
right,
Hot
is
pink
that
party.
you have to toe the line. If you don't, then there's problems. So think about that.
Say that again.
If you don't toe the line, there's issues, right? Well, I mean, this goes to the point is that there's no real political solution to this.
Well, we've said that
right?
for
There
years.
needs to be a people solution. And I believe the people solution is to demand that they all go down to minimum wage. Because we're the ones that are, quote unquote, apparently footing that bill. right? So we can say, you know what? We're not fucking paying you that anymore. $250,000, kiss our ass,
Yeah.
right? Kiss it. We're not wasting money on that because you're wasting our money over here.
Yeah.
Guess what? Redirect some of that into different programs, right? Or different initiatives or whatever.
I bet if that, okay, let's just pretend. Let's imagine, you guys. Let's imagine that happened. Let's just imagine that happened. That all politicians at every level,
Mhm.
okay, all level from municipal right up to federal, that they were all told, you can keep your jobs, but you have to go down to minimum wage. I promise you that maybe
People would say, fuck this,
there'd be
I'm out
like
of here.
maybe 20 people, maybe. I'll give them that. Maybe 20 would stay. Right?
Maybe.
Maybe 20.
Mhm.
Maybe. I can't tell you who they are because I don't know 20 politicians that are actually totally
Mhm.
just there because they want to do the right thing by the people.
But
I'm
you
sure they
cannot,
exist.
you cannot any longer vote yourself a raise, vote yourself a pension,
No, the
vote
people
yourself
have to.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay? Not allowed.
Well, Marianne, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. There's got to be a few in there. Like, there's got to be a few, maybe.
Maybe there will be.
Maybe.
But you have to prove your legitimacy, right?
Yeah. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
That's a
folks.
very good idea, Kevin. Very good idea.
Because while the rest of Canada, right, is struggling with 2, 3, 4, 5 minimum wage jobs, right, to make fucking ends meet,
Just to buy
right,
meat.
just to buy meat,
Let's face it.
right, and you guys are sitting there with $250,000 plus, right, with the amount of work that you actually do.
Yeah, it's not congruent.
Minimum wage, folks.
Yeah.
Every one of you. Every one of you.
You better be careful. There might be somebody who wants to assassinate you.
Well,
Saying something like that.
just so you know, I'm not suicidal.
No.
I'm quite level-headed, quite grounded,
You'll be on the hit list.
quite grounded,
With me.
right? Totally grounded,
We'll both be on the hit list then.
you know? So I'm just putting it out there. Like,
You're right, Marianne. You can't be nice about this. You know, we can't be all like fluffy about it and all like heart centered where we're like, yes, but we have to love them through this, you know?
you
Well,
love them at $15 an hour.
yeah.
Sorry, minimum wage. Maybe it's a little higher than that.
Yeah, $20. We'll give you $20. Yeah, $20 seems reasonable,
Mm-hmm.
right? Doesn't it?
You know, I've often asked this question. Like, these folks are wonderful at creating laws.
Kevin, you've said this 1,000 times.
That's right. Well, here's 1,001. They're wonderful at creating laws, right? But do you ever hear of laws actually hear about it? Because they go out of their way, right, to make everybody know that we've got a new law coming in and it's going to be equity tax on your friggin' home and it's going to be blah and whatever.
Barf.
Right? So here's another criteria. If you're going to bring another law in, you're going to take 10 away.
Because the reality is majority of the laws, they get ignored anyway. And so...
Or they're so outdated and antiquated.
They're irrelevant.
That they don't matter.
Irrelevant.
So you can't...
But they will pull it if they really wanted to make a point.
But you can't...
If it's convenient to.
You can't get rid of one... Like the Weather Modification Act, I think it was repealed. You cannot repeal that if you're hiding it all in something else that you're bringing in.
Oh, and that's how they do it.
Okay, and this is how they do it. Oh, but we repealed that. No, because you fucking hid it somewhere else.
That's right. And it got pushed through.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, not allowed. Not allowed.
Yeah.
Right? At what point are the people going to finally come together and say we're done? Like, we're actually done. Like, no more. Not happening. Right? As the example in England, ripping down 50,000 surveillance cameras. Guess what happens there? AI don't work, folks. Facial recognition don't work.
Mm-hmm.
None of that shit works.
They lose their control mechanism.
They don't. They're done. Totally done.
Yep.
Right? And it was the people that said, you know what? We're fucking finished with this bullshit.
Yeah. And just so you know, Albertans, Edmonton just passed a bunch of stuff to make it so that
Pave
they're
the way for the
to pave the
15-minute
way
cities.
for the 50-minute
Mm-hmm.
cities, like very overtly, like
Mm-hmm.
nothing, like very publicly. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
real deal. So these are things that you really need to become aware of
Yeah.
and really start to, you know,
Sugarcoat the
take some
message, right?
action on. Like I'm just this whole thing of like you sit back and do nothing. It's interesting what really irks people, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people that sat back and did absolutely nothing during this last few years, and that's fine. You know, I get it. I get where people are at. That's fine. And people grow. People learn new
Mm-hmm.
information, and they, when you know
But
better,
say it.
you
I
do
was
better.
wrong. It's okay to
It's
say
okay
that.
to admit that you were wrong, or it's okay to admit
I was
I was
duped.
duped, you know, or I'm sorry that I didn't listen to the people who I was accusing of being conspiracy theorists. Like I'm really sorry. Like I get it now. And it's okay to admit it. Like it really, really is.
Mm-hmm.
But I do find it interesting that this last 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it's been, that this whole Air Canada strike thing has happened, right? Like we've seen people come out and be all like, screw Air Canada, and like, you know, shame on them for not paying those flight attendants well, and rah, people need to speak up, and rah. Why? Because your flight got canceled? You know? It's like, it's great to see that you're standing up for quote unquote the little guy, but how about we take that same approach with the shit that really, really matters, which is like the shit that happened over these last few years, you know?
I
So,
love it.
yeah.
That's awesome.
What'd she say?
Sudbury, the cameras. One goes up. As soon as it goes up, within the hour, it's down.
Seriously? They break and smash them in Sudbury. That's good to know because that's
That's a
definitely
message, folks.
that's something you're not going to see on the local or on the national
That's a
news. You
message.
know, you're just not going to see that on CTV
Mm-hmm.
News, you guys.
You know, the other thing I find very interesting,
Thank you for telling us
right, is
that,
while we're
Marianne.
on this sort of topic, is we were south of Edmonton there in January, and the
Okay,
little.
if we're going to have more of a Kevin rant, I might need more coffee.
No, but I thought it was
Okay.
very funny because the little community that we were in,
Where's this? What are you talking about?
south of Edmonton in January,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
right? I'm
yeah.
not making any
Yeah.
claims or anything
No.
like that.
We won't name names.
But there was an intersection, and there was a sign before the intersection, and it said intersection controlled by cameras.
Oh, yeah.
There was a sign that said that intersection controlled by cameras. So I parked on the side of the road, and like we know how small cameras can be, but we also know that a camera should be obvious
Yeah.
if it's in that capacity, right?
Yeah.
You think of the red light cameras, they're like behemoths, right? And they're up there and they're focusing on the intersection. You know, and people are warned with a sign, red light camera, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But there's this sign that says intersection controlled by cameras. Now, we sat there on the side of the road. I fucking looked everywhere. I looked in the trees. I looked under where the wire attaches to the pole, like on the back of the stop sign. Like
Only Kevin would do this.
I'm looking everywhere for a camera, like within a 50-meter radius of this intersection,
Yeah.
and I could legitimately not see it. Right. So the question then out of this exercise comes in: did the township just arbitrarily put that sign at that intersection, right, to create the fear,
So that people
right, so that
will
people will behave
comply with
themselves
laws.
at the intersection,
Yeah.
right? Or is there
It could
legitimacy
work
behind it?
that way.
Damn right, it could work that way.
Yeah. And on the other hand, if those cameras are there but they're hidden in that way, that is so, I don't know, it just feels dirty, doesn't it? It feels very
Right,
nefarious.
but you see, right? So if you're going to
Yeah.
warn people that you know what, we're recording this live.
Yeah. And you might get sent a fine in your
You know what?
mailbox.
We're recording this.
Is that what you
Is
mean?
that okay?
I'm wondering if that's what Marianne means, where Sudbury made 1.2 million in the first year.
Yeah, with the cameras
Okay.
controlling friggin' traffic and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So the cameras end up taking pictures of people's license plates, and then they get fines
Right,
in the
but
mail.
you have to wonder,
I wouldn't pay it.
right? You
personally,
have to
but-
wonder of all these control mechanisms. right, quote unquote control mechanisms,
Yeah.
right? As we know that that's the overarching agenda is to get everything AI'd and electronic
Oh,
so
yeah.
that, right, there's no human in the way,
In the way.
right? There's
No
no humans
human discernment
in the way,
in the
period,
way.
right?
No compassion.
So you think about this in terms of a community that puts in paid parking.
Kevin hates paid
Okay, I
parking.
fucking hate paid parking. Pay here, pay here, pay here,
It's like, don't our taxes pay for that space?
pay here, pay here, right? Bullshit, right? There are so many communities in Canada where there's zero paid parking and they're flourishing. Their downtowns are spectacular.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely awesome because it encourages people to come there and be. No one parks for friggin' 2 days. Nobody.
No.
They come there, they go for dinner, and then they go.
But
They
if you
come there,
have,
they go to the
but
store,
if
and
you,
they go.
but if you have to walk a mile just to get a parking spot
Guess
that
what?
isn't $3 an hour,
Right.
then you say, screw it, I'm not going downtown. I'll just go.
I'll
up
get it on
there.
Amazon.
Yeah, I'll skip the dishes, right?
Right. So when you think about this, how much money is invested on the front end, right, to install first originally parking meters, then to change them to digital parking meters, right?
Which forces you to use your phone to pay for the damn thing.
Right? And then to go and cut them all down, right? And get the app, right? But you're still paying someone to go and police that section, right?
Yeah.
To make sure that people are paying through the app and or with the electronic thing.
And it's wrong on many levels.
So you're still paying someone to do that, or someone to. Before it used to just be going and meter maid just used to walk around and see.
Or at least you had the option of putting $1 in, right, yourself, like actually putting a physical loonie in to pay for something. The thing is they're trying to force people to have phones in order to have the apps and get the QR codes or whatever in order to pay for this shit, and it's not right. Because that is eliminating a part of the population that doesn't want a phone, doesn't want to pay for a phone. Phones aren't cheap.
And then they'll immobilize your car.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So guess my answer to that is cordless grinders.
Yeah.
The fact that a cordless angle grinder right now is available to literally anyone.
And that would be to do what?
Take the wheel chocks off. But it's just like fucking retarded.
It's like, why are we going to this level just to be able to cause people more pain?
So here's an example.
Cost them more money.
In Thunder Bay,
so
they have a marina. Right?
Holy shit, this is a real bitch session today.
In Thunder Bay, they had a marina.
Oh my God.
And the marina had free parking. People would go there, they'd get their lunch, they'd eat, there's businesses there, and they were doing really well. Guess what the stupid city did? Paid parking now at the marina.
By your phone.
Instantly fucking crickets. Right?
Yeah.
People are like, no, we're not doing that. Right?
Well, you could say some people might not care, but the reality is
The businesses,
it's another expense.
the businesses care.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, paid parking. I mean, we can go on and on and on.
Yeah, paid parking at a hospital? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I actually have a friend whose wife is sadly dying of a glioblastoma, so basically turbo cancer. So dying of brain cancer right now in the hospital. And in order for him to stay in the hospital with her, so it's like a joint, what do you call it, like a joint room or something like that. But in order for him to stay there, it costs him $1,500.
In parking.
No, that's to rent, basically to rent the room so that he can be there with her. That is gross.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry, that is disgusting. That's like right up there with paid parking. That's gross. $1,500, you guys. His wife is dying, for God's sakes. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Minimum wage. That's the solution to all of it.
all of it.
Minimum wage for politicians, period.
Mm-hmm.
Done. End of story.
Yep. I bet those meter maids even make more than minimum wage.
That'd change if I can get. What meter maids?
Well, okay.
You mean some guy drive around in a car?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway,
Oh,
fun times. Okay, that's enough of that.
You feel better now, dear?
Well, you know what? Every now and then you just got to let shit out, and that's it. It's been a couple of weeks, so things are getting pent up or whatever. But I just wanted to put that out there in terms of the minimum wage thing, because I firmly believe that could be the ultimate solution
Oh,
for this, if we want to call it a country. Um,
oh yeah.
yeah, like when people say pitch and torch and pitchfork, like they, we're not literally going to do that. But the minimum wage thing, could be the torch and pitchfork. Like it could
It's
be
a form of it, right?
metaphorically,
Metaphorically, yeah.
right? Because I
Yeah.
think, like I've said this for several years now, that politicians are going to have to scramble to maintain legitimacy, because the general public has lost all faith in that, the medical system, the financial system of this country. When that Emergency Act thing happened and the bank accounts were frozen, billions, billions left this country because there was no security anymore. Billions.
No trust.
Billions. And it's still flying away.
And you know
Right?
what's interesting? I gotta touch on this real quick. I know we keep going on, but Marianne, you're saying the hospital, they drive security drives a golf cart around in order to go and find those bad people that are still parked there that haven't paid,
Yeah.
or
Or they're
whatever.
smoking in their car.
Yeah, or whatever the hell they're doing. You know, I know in Thunder Bay they have this massive lottery thing that they do every
Oh, yeah.
damn week. They're making millions. This damn hospital is making millions on doing this lottery every damn week, which, by the way,
50-50 draw.
yeah, 50-50 draws. And by the way, the average person cannot just do a 50-50
Yeah,
draw
why
to
not?
raise money for themselves or for their family or for people that are
Someone
in,
that's
ill or whatever. And okay, so in Sudbury they're doing it too. So here's the deal. If they're making millions off these damn lotteries that I don't know if they should even be allowed to do unless
should not
everyone's
be
allowed to
allowed.
do it.
Mhm.
Everyone should be allowed to do it.
50-50
Then
draws.
why the hell are
Personal
they?
50-50
Then
draw.
shouldn't parking be free?
Mm.
Like, surely to God, they're
No,
making
but the
enough
problem
money
the
on
problem
those.
is someone else owns the parking lot.
Oh well, that gets into a whole other level.
Think about that bullshit.
Oh my God! Well, the hospitals are private too, I'm sure.
Anyway, that's enough. Oh my goodness, we could go on.
We could go on.
Yeah.
Oh, you live in Barrie. Okay, Marianne. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Same deal.
I'm sorry. Either
All
way,
the same deal.
you're still in Ontario, right?
Yeah. Sudbury,
Yeah.
the Rock. Yeah. Spent some time on the Rock.
And it's funny because Kevin's called Ontario Unterrible for years
Mm.
now. And when we came here, we had somebody actually say,
Someone else.
oh, you're from Unterrible." We were like, "Oh my God,
Someone else knows
somebody
it.
else
Wow.
knows that it's Unterrible." Anyway, we're in Alberta now.
Okay.
That's enough of that.
Enough of that.
You feel better? I think
do.
he feels better. Thanks, you guys, for listening. Those of you who
Hashtag
did.
minimum wage for politicians.
Minimum wage for politicians.
Hashtag.
Make it a hashtag. I dare you guys. Like,
Someone
I would
already
love
did.
to see that. Well, I know Marianne
Yeah.
did. I want to see that go viral. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So share this, you guys, and let's get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've drank
So very,
way
very,
too much coffee
very
now.
interesting thing is happening tomorrow evening.
Yep.
And that is that Ava is doing her first live mediumship event
I am.
in Okotoks,
Yes.
which is just south of Calgary.
Live meaning in person.
In person,
Yeah.
right? With
Group.
an audience.
With an audience, yeah.
Mm.
I've done it over Zoom before, but I'm actually doing it with an audience in person.
So if you
and
do
I'm
get to
super
listen
excited.
to this podcast to the very bitter end,
Yes. Yep.
then feel
And-
free to come and support at the Tribal Connections Market
Well,
in Okotoks.
if you're in that
If you're local.
area, and then we'll maybe share clips of it too. So
Mhm.
anyway, yeah, so that's exciting. I'm
It's
getting
awesome.
getting all revved up for that. So that's a positive thing, you guys.
Totally.
That's happening in our
need AC.
lives. It is getting really hot in
Need
here.
AC
actually.
now,
Okay, so thank you all for being here. We really super appreciate your support. And you know that sometimes we just have to have these very real and raw conversations because that's what we're all about, and we're definitely unscripted because we did not know that's where it was going to go today.
Yeah, you lost that neuron. I guess it hadn't come back yet. So.
It It really didn't. So, and thank you, Marianne. You're always, always so interactive and
Yeah.
engaging, and we really appreciate you. And thanks everyone for being here. I know Kevin, he's sweating up like a storm
Roasting.
over here. He's like,
Roasting. And you're putting a sweater on.
see, it's individual perceptions, right, of the weather, of the temperature. All
Anywho.
right, so thanks you guys, and we'll see you next week. But just so you know, we are seriously considering moving over to YouTube. Facebook
Oh,
is a
yes.
gong show. It's getting worse in some ways, so we don't know that we can trust to be on Facebook much longer. So our goal is to be on YouTube next week, and if so, I will post the link so that you guys.
And clearly, the Union of Humanity is a place for us to connect.
Yeah.
Censor free.
theunionofhumanity.com. Thank you, Gerald and Marjorie,
Yep.
for being here. We love you guys. And if no one has told any of you today yet, and it's already into the afternoon for most of you, but if no one has told you yet today, then I'm going to be the first to tell you, I love you, and I respect you, and I thank you so much. So, toodly doo.
All right.
Bye bye.
That's it. Enough.
See ya.
TTFN.
Bye.